Yeah, been around the block, this ain't nothing new, but we do this often. I walk the walk, and if money talks, then my crypto wallet's gotta be monologuing. Ball out soon as my flight lands. Blue water, white sand, sitting short side with the whole fam, just vibing out, catching a light tan. Hustle strong, don't hustle wrong. Wanna see success, you found the right man. But please excuse me, we can talk later, cause at the moment got the buy plans on game.
Diamond hands, I do hella bands, I invest money very often. Tiptoe with this crypto, feel like Jim Jones way I'm ballin'. Big whale, I make money moves in that open sea, you a dolphin. Rest in peace to the paper hand, green candle, put him in a coffin. Started with a little bit, bull market, got me going all in. NFA, spend it all a day, wait, JK like Rawlin'. On the charts, I'm stalking. Take gains when it's falling, don't get liquidated if you stallin'. New high, so appalling. We at an all-time high, partying in Dubai. We breaking out of the sky, moonshot when we fly, yo. Paper hand just might cry, price could blow your mind. Won't let it pass me by.
What's up, my homies and fellow NFT collectors? Happy Friday night. It's VeVe debate night, and we got Ben and Carter from VeVe Vision. What's up, my homies, Ben and Carter? How y'all doing tonight?
What is up?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm excited to have you guys on the channel. Everybody in the chat is excited to have you guys on the channel, and we're going to be debating tonight about whether we think, or whether you guys think, the next 3 months of VeVe collectibles are in a bear market or a bull market. But before we start, I always start off by asking the debaters a few simple questions, and since you're on top, Carter, I'll ask you. Let me know when you started VeVe, what your most valuable NFT is, and tell me a little bit about your guys' YouTube channel.
I think I started around April from Andre Jack making like a little video about it.
Right.
And then my best collectible, which I got on drop, is the Walt statue, the partner statue. And then a little bit about our YouTube channel. We cover daily videos. So every single day we put out a video covering price predictions and so on. We like to add a little entertainment. Hopefully it's entertainment to you guys. But
yeah, try to keep it entertaining, but also, I don't know, we like to do some deep digs depending on the stuff, like Labbits, a lot of the Kozik stuff when that was coming out, and just trying to predict what's coming out next in order to maybe like make a play off something. But yeah, in general, just cover a lot of VeVe stuff, NFTs in general, but definitely focused on VeVe and kind of where they're going with the project. So
yeah, I love your guys' deep dives, but I also love your guys' live streams. You're always fun, and I always like for some reason, Carter like jumping in from out of the bed,
monkey,
and, like, going crazy, and then Ben like chugging his water. I mean, y'all got so much going on. It's awesome. Also, Ben, let me know, Ben, when did you join? Did you also, are you an OG also and joining in April? And what's your most valuable NFT on the app?
Yeah, I heard it from Carter. Carter told me, and so I was probably the same month or a month after, because he let me know. He showed me the DeLorean and stuff, and kind of like explained the whole VeVe to me. And then I got in around the same time. I think my first drop was the Dragon Girl. Shout out to anybody holding a Dragon Girl.
Oh yeah, one of my
favorites. My most valuable, I think, is actually the ultra rare Devil Bunny. I think that is the most valuable thing I own now, which shout out to any OG Devil Bunny holders, because I love that set. But yeah.
Yeah, I like that set a lot too. I love the scarcity of it. I love the artist and how they are the original Dunnies. I feel like I want to get that one too, and with the prices coming down, that's one I might be targeting soon.
Yeah, it was down to like 600 or 700, I think, and then jumped back up to like 1K. So
yeah,
I'm definitely keeping my eyes on it.
That's a good target price. All right, so tonight's debate, like I said, is going to be bear market versus bull market, and Ben, he is he's arguing for the bear market here.
Yes,
so
sir.
He's kind of got the easier argument, I guess, because Carter's got to argue the bull market. I guess I feel like most people. I did a survey on my Twitter today before we started this debate about this topic, and most people thought that we were in a bear market. So Ben, I'll let you start off with your opening argument about why you think that this is going to be a bear market over the next 3 months.
Alrighty. I don't really have any like crazy argument prepared, but just to go over some of the main like points I have behind my reasoning for why I think we'll stay in a bear market for a little bit is just looking at like zoom out a bit, look at the economy in general. Things in general, the world is not doing great right now. Things aren't going super well. People aren't making a lot of money, I don't think, in any of the markets really, whether it's like real estate, stock market, whatever, cryptocurrency. And I feel like VeVe is going to trail that stuff. So that's like one thing. I also think the next thing would be talking about catalysts. And I know we do have catalysts coming up soon. I could see them coming before the 3 month mark, maybe a little bit after. But in general, I feel like we're going to need a couple catalysts and the like kind of macro perspective to pick up and start like increasing a little bit, because in order for VeVe to kind of follow that. And so I think if we do get MTL or like the web platform, I think will be first, then probably KYC, then probably MTL and money in. I think those will be huge catalysts. I think they'll definitely allow for a lot of money to come in, even though some people might be pulling out. And I think that could definitely boost the market and get us back into a bull market. But as of right now, and for the next 3 months, I don't know if that'll happen. And I think like when they really start to accumulate all of these catalysts, like marketing, MTL, kind of KYC web platform, all of that stuff, and kind of keep dropping more and more stuff, I think that we'll definitely go back into bull. But as of right now, and pretty short term, it's not looking great. But I'm not super pessimistic, and I don't think VeVe's going to like fall into the garbage or something during this time. I just think I mean, you have ups and downs. We saw some crazy ups, and now we got to deal with the downs. So I don't know. I guess that's kind of my like bear perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And your main point there is like the world economy, the stocks, the crypto market, everything's down right now. So it kind of makes sense that you can expect a bear market.
Yeah.
Let me shout out to all my Omi homies, everybody in the chat. Thanks for coming to the stream. All the VeVe Vision fans.
Yes,
thanks
sir.
for being here.
Shout out.
We're doing our opening arguments, and now it's Carter's turn to this should be good, to give us the argument of why he thinks it's going to be a bull market over the next 3 months.
All right, so the main catalyst has got to be like cash in, cash out. I feel like once that comes, a lot more people are be like willing to come in. And then on top of that, we're getting the web platform, which is, I think, a huge one as well, like know your customer and everything. But they were also talking about Master Collectors program possibly coming in June. This was like 2-3 months ago. I don't know if it's actually going to be coming, but I think if we get some sort of first level of MCP, that's going to throw a lot of people off. And I think the market's going to start pumping from that. And then another point was when you put that poll out, and I saw a lot of people bearish, it kind of made me think, I mean, usually the market does the opposite of what everybody else is thinking. So if people think if everybody thinks it's a bear market right now, then I mean, possibly they will be selling a lot of their collectibles, and then a whale, like, or a couple whales, 3-4 whales, many whales can come in, buy up the floors. A lot of people kind of get caught off guard and then kind of fall into that FOMO pump that we saw before. And then prices could just start skyrocketing once again. And especially like people from other NFT projects, I think, are going to start seeing more of the value in VeVe over the coming months and maybe drop out of their projects and back into VeVe.
Yeah, absolutely. And they did say by end of Q2 is when we're supposed to have MTL in place, and that's within the next 3 months. And once that happens, I do feel like it's going to get a lot of people's attention who aren't already in the project. So that is a good point to make. I do have a few subtopics on this topic prepared. So we're talking about the next 3 months, but if you look down the line 6 months from now, do you feel like your position gets stronger or weaker for you, Carter, since you're first on this one, since you're in the bull market 6 months from now? You think it's going to be more of a bull market, or after that 3 months, the next 3 months it's going to turn bear?
I feel like after 6 months, we're definitely going to have some marketing going on. So like people will be tweeting about VeVe or posting about VeVe. I think a lot of people are going to come in just from that. Like imagine like David Dobrik, Logan Paul, any big influencer could definitely move the markets. Imagine if they dropped like SpaceX. Elon Musk tweets once, like, we're going to the ultimate bull market, but that's obviously speculation. I'm thinking we're going to see the Ecomi card in 6 months, which I think if people are whipping that Ecomi card out at dinner or lunch or anything like that, a lot of people are going to be like, what is that? Then they'll explain Omi, they'll explain VeVe, they'll show their collectibles on top of the card. A lot of people are going to get in from that. And then also Immutable X, I'm guessing, will probably be in the next 6 months. So once things are on Immutable X and you can actually move your NFTs off the platform, I think a lot more people will get in from that as well, especially like the people that are into other NFTs and not VeVe.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know if IMX will be here within 6 months, but if it is, that'll be a big catalyst. And I also think that 6 months from now is around December, January, and that's when we had the big pumps last year. I don't know if that's going to correlate to this year. What do you think, Ben, 6 months from now? Is it still going to be bearish in your opinion, or will it start turning bullish?
Yeah, that's a good question, because I think 6 months is definitely where I see things picking up a little more. I'm sure things could happen sooner than that, and I wouldn't be surprised if within the next 6 months we see another kind of bull run, whether it, we return to previous all-time highs or we see a pump from where we're at now just because we're so low right now. But I'm definitely more bullish within 6 months. And like I said, I'm not super pessimistic on VeVe in general. I still think they're one of the best projects. And I think that long term is where they're going to shine, especially with a lot of the innovation, the Ecomi card being one of those things that I really think was, a good point that Carter brought up that I think could definitely be a major catalyst. And I think kind of tying this into the 6 months in general, like from now, I think that what's really going to set VeVe apart is the utility they come out with, the Ecomi card being one of those. Interoperability, I think, is great. Like any kind of gamification, which we've kind of covered Pixion recently, if anyone's seen our videos. But I think stuff like that, a little bit more than just being able to view your collectible in augmented reality, as cool as that is, as different as that is from other projects, I think that VeVe's really going to need some utility. And I think that they'll drop some unique forms of utility within the next 6 months that could definitely help us get on a little bull run. But yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna argue the bear side just a little bit for Ben. So I'm thinking, because Ben, the main point you usually have is when like they keep dropping these collectibles and then it's the shiny object effect and we keep going after the next thing. So definitely want to keep that in mind and kind of think about how many new users are coming in, how much money's coming in along with these new things getting dropped, because I mean, VeVe's still dropping some pretty good stuff and we don't really know what's coming next. So
yeah,
that's got to keep that in mind.
That's another point kind of to run off what Carter's saying. I know we're flip-flopping here, but they're dropping so much content that everything is just super like oversaturated. And I don't know if we'll ever go back to the times where we have like one drop a week or something. That's when, like, previously we would see the market really pick up, is when there weren't super saturated times with like 3 drops a week and a bunch of new stuff for people to freak out about and dump their money into. And so I don't really know where that's going to go, but like Carter said, I think that's something really important to consider. And then kind of as we go on that path, making sure that you're like, not financial advice, but keeping your eyes on and picking up stuff that will like stand the test of time, which a lot of people talk about all the time. But I mean, they're just dropping so much stuff that we need a lot more money to return to all-time highs relative for all the new drops. If you like get what I'm saying, like the new Deadpool drop, for that to trail all of the other Marvel mighties, if Doctor Doom goes back to 1400 or something like that, for the secret rare and the Deadpool and all these other collectibles to kind of trail each other relative like we usually see, I just think we need a lot of money. And so if you're I guess to kind of like combat that, I really think it's important to focus on things that might stand the test of time, low mints, niches with a lot of like, I don't know, real fans and not just people buying it to flip it and that sort of stuff. But
a lot of those floors can get bought up pretty quick though. And
yeah, that's
even some things I have listed. If I started seeing the market start pumping, even like say I had a Todd, for example, listed in the market right now, and Walt just jumps up to 12K instead of 8.5K or whatever it's at right now. I mean, I would be considering taking that Todd off. I'd consider delisting everything I have, because I don't know where the market's going at that point. Once one thing starts popping off, it seems like everything starts driving the FOMO and everything starts going on top of that. So I don't think the Dr. Doom has to be bought up to that 1400 again. I think just people have to start delisting and see the value in the collectibles once again and kind of get that FOMO back.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there's a lot of people who own Todd, and all those Todd owners are the type of people who are actually looking at the market every day. The people who own those expensive stuff, they're looking at the market. So whenever that stuff starts moving, they're the first ones to delist, and those floors start moving really quickly.
Yeah.
What's up to everybody in the chat? Shout out to BE, says he notices that deals are getting snatched up almost instantly. Whales are buying up all the good stuff in mints. I noticed that too. Edition sizes that are available in the market are getting low on a lot of stuff. What's up, Zachary Roy, Daniel Marquez, VeVe Analysis, Willie First, Doge Pack, Jesse Trades, Random Hero. Thanks for coming to the VeVe debate night, guys. I do have another subtopic for tonight's topic, and that is, do you feel the same way about the entire crypto market? You're saying, we'll start with you this time, Ben, that you're bearish for the next 3 months on the VeVe market. Do you feel the same way about the entire crypto market? I don't know if you guys are crypto investors or not. I'm sure you both own OMI tokens. So let me know what you think about that.
I'm not like super into crypto. I've looked at some other NFT projects, specifically a lot of like play to earn stuff. And I've browsed around on OpenSea and stuff, but I don't want to get too negative Nancy here, because when I start talking about JPEGs, I just go down a rabbit hole of negativity. So we'll avoid that. But I would say crypto, especially some of the like main like staple cryptos or whatever, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe like Cardano, something like that, XRP or whatever. I do think I'm not like bearish on those. I think that they'll see cycles just like anything else. But the broader NFT market, I would say I'm definitely more bearish on, but I don't know as much about it. And even though there are sales going on supposedly every day, if you go on OpenSea and check, there's things selling for like tens of thousands of dollars every single day that are just JPEGs. I don't know. I'm a lot more bearish on those projects because there's just really nothing behind those except the picture you're owning. And I think once other projects like VeVe are a little more well known, people will definitely start funneling their money elsewhere. And so I'm a little more bearish on the broader like NFT space. I think there could be some really cool things done with them. Like if GTA 5 or GTA 6 comes out, and the cars that you know, the shark cards you buy or whatever, if that's like a cryptocurrency and then you can buy anything you buy in GTA as an NFT, I'm all for that. And if you can sell it on a market, take your money back out, I'm all for that type of stuff. But the general JPEG NFT space and some of the other projects that seem a little kind of like rushed and stuff like that, definitely more bearish on those. But crypto, I'd say, is
feel free to talk trash about JPEGs. I'm not a big fan of the whole PFP thing myself. That's why I'm on VeVe and on NBA Top Shot. I'm not a big fan of OpenSea, except for the few that I own, of course. So let me know, Carter, do you feel the same way that the entire crypto market is going to be a bull market over the next 3 months? Is it at a bottom right now? Is it oversold and people are going to start pumping those numbers?
The thing is, I feel like since inflation is like so high right now, I think people kind of want to put their money somewhere. And I mean, stocks are down, crypto's down at the same time. So I think once we start seeing a pump in either stocks or crypto, and I think NFTs are kind of like going to correlate with that the same type of way. But unless like some crazy thing happens in the economy, I think we're going to have to pump back up because we have to put the money somewhere. Like nobody wants to hold on to the dollar if it just keep losing value over time, especially with all the other currencies. And if you look at like the main bull like Bitcoin chart from like years and years, like since it first started, you can kind of like still see that we're in the like the very bottom of the trend that like usually pumps back up. So I don't know, it's hard to tell because like, I mean, the overall market definitely thinks we're going down, which is another reason why I want to say we're going up, but it's definitely hard to tell.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to tell. I cannot do technical analysis whatsoever. I watch Crypto Pro and Dog sometimes, but I still don't understand the whole teacup and handle. It's all gibberish to me. But 3 months is a long time in the crypto market. What's up to all my homies in the chat? David Dombrowski has joined the chat. Brendan Z. Mr. Dino Lang is here. Flo, Flory,
Yes,
Superstar
sir.
Money in the house. And we're going to have Superstar Money next week. Superstar Money versus Superstar Money on the VeVe debate night. And I'm not sure what topic they're going to be discussing it. It might be comics versus crypto, comics versus collectibles. And speaking of which, I know that when you guys told me the topic here, you kind of it was particularly for collectibles. Do you guys feel differently at all about the comics, or do you kind of put those all in the same category when it comes to the market over the next 3 months?
That's hard because I think DC Comics are going to be coming in the next few months or 3 to 6 months maybe. I think we'll start seeing DC Comics, and I think if we see those, comic people in real life aren't really going to have much of an option because I think they're going to see all of these comic books go into VeVe, and I think that's kind of like the only option at that point, and they're going to want to still follow the trends. They're going to want to compete with other people just like collecting is in real life. They want to get the thing that their friend has, or they want to get the better version of this because this person has it. So I think we'll definitely see more comic people coming in, especially if DC Comics come in. But what are you thinking, Ben?
Comics is definitely harder just because different kind of crowd going for it. I know that VeVe's managed to pull a lot of non-original comic fans into comics, myself included. But I think in comics, it's a little bit easier to distinguish the things that'll stand the test of time. And so I think that those, you know, everybody knows Marvel Comics #1, Fantastic Four #1, Fantastic Four #5, Amazing Spider-Man #1. All of those, and Star Wars. Shout out Carter. I know he's a big Star Wars fan. But yeah, I think we'll see those kind of maintain their value over time. But I think the comics is one thing that can easily get oversaturated. We've seen it with all these drops. You know, yesterday's, even though I love New Mutants, it was sitting at like $3 or something. And so I definitely think I'm a little more bearish on comics just for that reason, but the comics that have a lot of value in real life are highly sought after, and I think those will maintain their value, but it's going to be really hard for some of these others to kind of establish any value, I think, in the community, unless there's like some crazy following like we've seen with Star Wars. But overall, I definitely think collectibles, especially if done well, can really pull people into the app as opposed to a comic, which, you know, no hate on the comics. I love the comics, but I think the collectibles is definitely where VeVe really stands out.
Yeah, I think the collectibles are definitely more desirable. And I think when people come in, I don't think they're really going to be buying a comic over a collectible. I think they're going to have to buy some collectibles first, because like those definitely catch your eye a little bit more, and you can like pull them up in AR, which you can do with the comics as well, but it's not the same, you know?
Yeah, you can't post up with your comic.
Like, yeah. But on top of that, if MCP comes out and they favor the comics, that could definitely, I think they will keep a balance where they try to keep the collectibles the same amount of like desirability as the collectibles and comics. I don't know which one.
If you look into those MCP points, man, it's pretty obvious that the comics give you more MCP points, but they're less valuable. So I'm wondering if that's going to affect the value. Like you said, Ben, there's going to be some oversaturation when they're dropping 2 or 3 comics every week, but the grails are always going to be the grails, and they're just going to start drying up on the market. So I'm with you. I feel like it's more of a bearish market overall, but bullish market on those grails. And then what is exactly a grail? You know, that's going to expand a little bit. Maybe that first appearance Black Widow will start being a grail in our terms, because all the other stuff is gone or too expensive.
Yeah, I'm just really excited, you know, rest in peace, George Perez, but kind of little followings for artists. I don't know if there's any other like George Perez fans, but like his artwork stands out to me. Like I don't even know, like those are the only comics that I can really sit through and read. Like I love those. And so I wonder if we'll see kind of people favoring maybe artists or certain authors or anything like that you maybe don't see in the physical world. But I mean, it's extremely difficult to tell. So, you know, we'll have to see as it plays out. But in general, I'm definitely with you in that I think it'll be kind of bearish except for grails.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to be interesting to see what the physical comic book collectors think about exclusive type comics. And some people have even speculated that maybe in the future you'll be able to get a version of that physical comic with that exclusive cover that VeVe created, you know, because you own the NFT. People are speculating that might be in a utility one day, and if so, those exclusives will be worth a ton. All right, the next subtopic I have for today's bull market versus bear market debate is, which NFTs do you feel differently about? And we're starting with Carter this time, because when you guys said that you were bullish on the VeVe market for over 3 months, you said on the majority of collectibles. So are there some that you are not bullish on over the next 3 months?
Small artists kind of is iffy, because a lot of people are more scared to invest in those, but at the same time, those are probably going to be the ones that are getting the airdrops first. So that's definitely hard. The only one that kind of makes me like wonder is DC, because I mean, DC is giving their IP out to like every NFT company that wants it.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't really know how much they're going to favor VeVe when it comes to like adding utility, and that's the only reason why I'd say maybe I'm a little bearish on those. But I also think they're the first appearances on the blockchain. Like I think Todd in like the first or season 1, like things that aren't significant with FAs or season 1, I'm kind of trying to stay away from. But
sure, that makes sense. I don't personally agree with you on the smaller artists, because it seems like in the when the market's bear, but of course you think it's a bullish market, so when it correlate with your argument here. But in a bear market, I feel like scarcity holds its value better. Let me know what you think, Ben. Which NFTs do you feel differently about? You say you're bearish on most of the NFTs over the next 3 months. Are there some that you think you're bullish on?
I love the point you brought up, because small artists, I think, is where you kind of see the real fans or real hodlers or whatever they are. Maybe they're just bulking up for some reason. But like I said in the beginning, my most expensive collectible now is the ultra rare Devil Bunny. And I had Joe Mad, which used to be like 1,400 when the Devil Bunny was maybe just under 2K or something. And the Devil Bunny is, I don't know, it feels like it's held its value and kind of provided a little more resistance during this dip compared to other things, because I think there's some people who genuinely like holding that. Whereas a lot of the other stuff, like Joe Mad, there might be a decent number of people just buying into that because they think they should, because it was the first drop and because of all the hype that's been created around it in the community, which no hate against Joe Mad, but I still think that the things with real fans, especially the small artist stuff, and like you were saying, I really think that this is where the low mints shine, is when we're in a dip and the real hodlers kind of don't give in. So I would say those are some of my exceptions, specifically the ultra rare devil bunny, just because I'll check all the time, and even though it did drop down a little bit at one point, it jumped right back up like $400 or $500 to a pretty steady floor. And I can't really think of anything else except maybe the Lotus dragons. I've noticed those are kind of similar. I own the whole set for that, and the floor for the secret rare is kind of chilling. I don't know if it's the same for the common, uncommon, rare, but I think that the most rare of a small artist set that has the lowest number of mints, I think those are kind of exceptions. Although, you know, they haven't like completely stood their ground, but I think they provide a little more resistance. So
Yeah, I've noticed that too in the market on some of the stuff that I own, like Electric Lola, Cat Bronson, things like that. Don't drop as much as the golden moments when we're in a bear market, but when we're in a bull market, that's the stuff that runs up, the golden moments and the high IP items. What's up, Johnny Deep Dish is in the house. We got John Doe here and Thewa Butler. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. I got another subtopic for this argument. This is probably, you know, the best subtopic you can have. I'll start off with I think it's Ben's turn to start this time. Does your argument change if Pokemon drops?
When? Because I mean, if Pokemon drops tomorrow, I'm obviously more bullish. I don't think it would be the best time to drop it. I don't know. I feel like if they have Pokemon, which I'm, you know, pretty confident that they have that license, although that's all speculation. But I think, you know, that in addition to like Street Fighter, I think they have, and a bunch of other crazy licenses. I think they're saving it for like the perfect time. And I think they realized, I feel like they've even talked about this in some like AMAs and stuff, kind of how they wish they had like not officially released the app when they did, and that they had kind of done more like beta testing just so they actually knew how the market would react. Because the golden moments, I feel like they realized they could have I don't like used them differently, or kind of like made more money off that, or kind of dropped them at a better time. I know none of us are complaining because we're happy we got that IP in the app, but I definitely think that I mean, Pokemon specifically, I am very bullish on that, but I think they're kind of saving those things for the right time. And so I don't think we'll see that if they have it for a little bit, because I think they're looking until the app is perfect so that new users, when they come in, aren't completely discouraged and go on Apple and write a 1-star review about how bad the app is because they're not used to some of the little issues that the OGs have dealt with since the very beginning and stuff. And so I think they'll wait in general, but I'm definitely bullish if they have that license for sure.
Gotcha. What do you think about it, Carter?
I think if they were to drop Pokemon, then the market would probably tank like crazy. Like all the collectibles would be dumping as fast as anybody could list them. But after Pokemon drops, I think like 2-3 weeks after Pokemon drops, so many new users would come in that the market would just go on that crazy bull run, which we kind of saw after Golden Moments. And I think we'd see the same type of thing, because everybody that I talk to about the app, they're like pretty interested. And then when I say like the head licensor is Elcon, which is the same person that brought Pokemon in the United States, and all that, like talk about Pokemon, then they're like, let me know when Pokemon drops, because I'm gonna get when Pokemon drops. And like that's what I get from a lot of people. So I think once Pokemon drops, it'll like really establish VeVe as like one of the top, or the top NFT project there is.
Yeah, I also think it's really important to note, like, if we're talking about Pokemon being dropped with or without some form of utility, because I feel like in everybody's mind, they want to be able to like fight with their Pokemon in AR or do something or use them, even though they would look great and they'd be probably the best collectibles we'd get in the app. I still think that the utility is really what's going to like set them apart. And so I'm hoping, you know, they do wait to drop it until they have some cool utility to pair it up with, because I think that's when we would really see things take off.
But if they drop Pokemon now with no utility, aren't we all just going to assume the utility will be added later and just pay the same amount for it?
I'm sure that would happen, just because this entire, like, it's all speculation.
Right.
Like, so many moves are made off speculation, and some pay off, some don't. So I definitely think we'd still see that happen. But I mean, I feel like there's a bunch of stuff we speculated utility for in the past. I'm trying to think, like, I feel like golden moments are one thing, and we might see that soon, but who knows? And so I don't know. I do. I just think utility is really important in general, and it's always something to kind of keep pushing. And that's another reason I really like small artists, especially like Kozik, is because they seem like they really push VeVe to kind of keep innovating, keep adding some cool utility. Who's the guy who did the little guys with the baseball bat? And he added like the utility where if you put it next to the weapon rack,
Matt
it
Gondik.
does that. Just yeah, Gondik, that's right. Just little things like that, I think, kind of keep people intrigued, and I'm hoping that they continue doing that, and especially if they, drop something major like Pokemon. But
Yeah, absolutely.
regardless, that's going to be crazy.
Shout out to VeVe Arcade in the chat, Splints in the chat. Smart Bass says this is the best time to drop Pokemon. At least we'll have chances to grab what we want. Otherwise, and masses forget it. That's true. If they wait to drop Pokemon when there's 5 million people on the app, it's gonna be hard to get that drop.
Yeah, I wouldn't be complaining, that's for sure. Especially if they would have dropped it like a year ago when there was literally nobody on the app. We didn't have to worry about bots.
And we had
stuff
Clockgate
like
and everything.
Yeah, Clock. Shout out VeVe Vault for all the tricks and tips.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate y'all doing this VeVe debate. We're going to start our voting. You got live voting in the chat. I'm going to put a poll up there to let you guys pick who you think won. Usually, we used to do a nice prize, a VeVe NFT for the winner, but of course, with no transfers, it's kind of hard to do. So I guess the prize here is bragging rights, but since you guys share a YouTube channel, that's bragging rights for a long time, so you can always rub that in the other one's face. So let's get that pulled up while I'm writing that. I'll start the lightning round. We usually do this at the end of debates while we're doing our voting. I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. My first one is about the drop on Sunday. We got the Deadpool Marvel Mighties dropping. I'm going to let Carter go first. It's his turn to go first. Let me know how many blind boxes you're going to buy, assuming that you can buy as many as possible, and what you think the prices are going to look like.
Ooh, so, I mean, these will be the cheapest Marvel Mighties there will be, so I feel like I should probably buy as many as I can, but at the same time, things aren't selling out as fast, and things are dropping pretty fast, so it is kind of hard to tell. And these collectibles, I don't really know too much about, because it's like the dog version of Deadpool. It's things I can't see people on the app, like coming on the app and saying like, oh, I need this specific one. So it's definitely harder to tell. I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to end up doing. I'll definitely buy at least 2. I'm definitely going to buy 2, but I don't know how much over that. What are you thinking, Ben?
What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely with Carter. I don't know the history about these because I'm not like super big into Marvel. I'm into some of it, but I definitely don't know the backstory behind all of them. I'll be going for it for sure because 13 gems I don't think is terrible, and I'm mainly just going to try to gamble, get the secret rare because I'm kind of in the stage where I'm hoping to make a little profit off drops, and I'm really waiting for Decon because I'm so excited for Decon. That's when they drop the stuff that I really love, and so I'm kind of just trying to get some gems around for that. And so this Deadpool drop is a part of that little strategy. If I can buy more than one, I might buy like up to 5, but I don't really want to repeat what I've done in the history where you kind of you're getting like that gambling mindset. And like, there was one time I bought like 20 Marvel Mighties because I really wanted Doctor Doom, and now I have him. I'm super like happy about that and everything. But I bought like 20 blind boxes for the Fantastic Four drop, hoping to get Doctor Doom, and got a bunch of garbage pretty much. And so like just commons and stuff, lost a bunch of profit there. And so I don't want to get sucked into that and lose like $100 or $200. So max I'll buy is probably like 5, but probably more like 1 or 2, and then just wait, because I know they posted that thing like Sunday and then all the different little emojis. And I don't know if those are all for the Deadpool drop or if that's kind of showing they have some stuff coming up this week, but
it was all for the Deadpool drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of different characters. I'm a big Deadpool fan. And I usually don't like Mighty Marvels a lot, but I like this drop a lot, especially at 13 gems each. You got the dog and the duck. I think it's pretty cool. I'm probably going to try it like you. I'm going to try to get about 5 boxes if I can. And I like what Ben's saying over here. Me and Ben apparently click just alike. He likes the decon drops and the low edition stuff, the art stuff, just like me. Let's go. That's what I like to hear.
I can't wait.
Let's check the voting right now. We got Ben in the lead with 64%.
Let's go.
Ben. All right, next question for you. We're going to start with you, Ben. Let me know the #1 NFT on the VeVe app that you want but don't yet own.
Ooh. I feel like I own everything that I really genuinely want. The Star Wars stuff is cool, but I'm not that big of a Star Wars fan. I'm trying to think. It would probably be... I feel like the ultra rare Devil Bunny is probably like the one thing that I would really genuinely want to own on the app, and I have that. So
Nice.
that's so hard. I would want to get Superman again and like some of those grails and like Walt for profit. Like, but I'm not in it for the Disney. So I guess I'd probably say Walt just so I could sell it if it pumps again. But yeah.
Gotcha. What about you, Carter? Is there an NFT on the app that you really, really want but don't yet own?
I feel like it's got to be Risso. I've
Rizzo?
never owned Risso.
Yeah, that's a good one. I would say Risso if I was getting it for free, because
Yeah, yeah.
Risso is crispy. And first set, the ultra rare set block in that, definitely a nice one.
Yeah, my favorite's always Steve Pugh, Harley Quinn. It actually dropped really low. I almost had a chance to get it. I'm a big fan of that collectible, just because of the low edition side. I think there's only 500 available, and it just looks really cool. I love
Yeah.
that NFT.
I forgot, but Donnie for the flex, I would definitely take a Donnie just to kind of have that. That would be funny, but
I would
yeah.
pay 100 gems for a Donnie.
Yeah, seriously, you wouldn't even take it?
No, I don't like Donnie at all. What is it? I think that's
Yeah.
the dumbest.
Yeah,
thing.
I don't know either, but the rarest thing on the app, isn't it? Besides, I guess the car, but
It was like
yeah.
150 editions. That's like super, super rare.
Yeah, that's the main reason. I just like scarcity because when there's like 7,000 possible owners, even though it's definitely scarce, I still think when we have a lot of people in here, that some whales might be going for some of that really scarce stuff just to flex that, nobody else can get it, but
I
we'll
think
have to see.
Renting's going to be a big thing
Yeah.
with like Donnie, because I will rent a Donnie at least once. Just take a picture with it.
Yeah, they'll probably have like events or parties in the metaverse that you'll have to own a Donnie to go to, and so you might be able to rent it to somebody who wants to go to that party.
Yeah, that's a whole nother debate topic right there. Get into the VeVe verse because
Yeah, that's so everybody has lots of speculation about what that's going to be like. I got one more lightning round question for you guys as we finish up the voting, and I just forgot what it was. Then, dang it, I had a good one in my head and it's
Star
gone.
Wars.
What's the Star Wars question? Okay, so yeah, they did kind of hint around that we're going to be getting another Star Wars drop by the end of the month. I don't know 100% that is true, but it seems like it's coming. Let me know. I'll start with you, Carter. What you think the Star Wars drop will be if it does drop?
Okay, well, I'm thinking since they posted that Sunday thing and we got Marvel Mighties right before the Golden Moment week, thinking that we could be getting a full week of Star Wars. And I mean, they did say that May and June are going to be focused on utility, and with the Golden Moments came out with utility. What if they dropped a whole week of Star Wars with the same type of Disney Plus for free membership thing? That would be awesome. I don't know, because the only utility we've really seen in May and June, I think, is the Jurassic Park movie that's coming up June 5th or 6th or 7th or something.
June 9th, yep.
Yep, something like that. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that would be a very good thing for them to drop, and a lot of new users would be coming on because Golden Moments, when they dropped, there was like the highest time we've had new users. So I think that would be perfect. But
And a week full of Star Wars drops, the market would, it would be rough. But I mean, it would be fun though. I'm not gonna lie. What do you think? Ben? What would a Star Wars drop be if they do drop it?
I feel like, I don't know. As much as I want to believe we'll have a Star Wars drop, I feel like we won't see it right now because I feel like if they're really going to drop some heat for Star Wars, I feel like they'd wait until we have like MTL so that a lot more money can come in, because I feel like that would just kind of make sense to like time that. So you drop it after some of those catalysts, get more people in, get a little more buzz around the app. But if they do drop something, which I hope, a Star Wars week would be really cool. I don't know if I'm fully convinced on that, but I feel like if we do get a Star Wars drop, it might be another kind of like sidekick character. I don't think we'd get Darth Vader really, because I feel like they would save that drop too. But I am wondering if they'd drop one of those droids, the RC controllable droids, because I definitely think that would get some hype going. And I don't know, I'd love to see that, but it's impossible to tell for Star Wars just because there's so many characters they could drop that people would scoop up immediately. And so I don't think they would want to do like Darth Vader, one of the largest characters right now, even though that would be awesome. But
Yeah,
what are you thinking, VeVe Vault?
I'm thinking Obi-Wan because of the new Disney Plus series that they'll drop Obi-Wan, but that would be a big character though, and I think Ben might have a good point there that they might not want to drop the huge characters right now. Maybe they'll do something like Jar Jar Binks, or I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but
Jar Jar would be awesome,
my
honestly.
kid loves
I'd
Jar
like
Jar.
Yeah.
All right,
But
guys,
yeah.
I forgot to link these guys' YouTube channel. I'm sure most of you are already subscribed to them. Let me go ahead and put that in the chat. Make sure you guys are subscribed to VeVe Vision. They put out some great content, as you probably already know. Let's check the scoreboard. It looks like Carter made a little bit of comeback, but going against the bear market, he couldn't quite catch up. And it's a 60 to 40. It's close though. Well, Dow just went 59% to 41%. So kept it within 20%. That was a pretty good showing on your part, Carter, arguing the bull market. That's a tough sell.
Yeah.
And
We're
I
all
appreciate you
winners
guys
here.
so much for being on the channel. I appreciate it a lot. And guys, in the description of this live stream video, there is a link to their Discord server if you guys want to join there as well. Also a link to their Twitter and their YouTube channel, which you need to subscribe to.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Y'all did great on the debate. Thanks for coming. And thank you, everybody in the chat, for attending and for listening to us and for voting for a winner. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a sniper shootout, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So bring your guns. We'll see y'all there. Later, guys.
Yes, sir. Bye.
Boom. We're off. All right. Awesome.